All right, we're back again, Slick Cyber Systems, and today we're joined with Jim. Steve's not here today, but we're gonna continue without him, and we're gonna talk about remote work and a remote work infrastructure, what that means, and some of the things, the controversies, the silliness that's out there in today's 2020 plus 2025 real world.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be remote work?
COVID, post-COVID, right?
Post-COVID, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
So, yeah, Chris, you made a great point there. So this, look, you had mentioned something to me earlier today and said, remote work has been around for a long time. You have traveling sales, right? Traveling tech people, to do whatever. There's a traveling, they're productive.
Yeah. Plumber's got to go site to site. You don't sit in the office and plumb some building, or electrician. There are people that, I understand we're talking in an office environment, that kind of thing, but it is not going away. The reality is, I'm going to shove everybody back in the office so I feel good about it is just ridiculous. It's the way the things were done. There were a lot of things that were done. We used to ride around in buggies, with horses. We don't. We have cars. Now we have electric cars. Change is inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, and as the younger generations are coming up, they're demanding these things for different reasons, not just the, I want to work at home and not do anything.
Well, think about childcare alone, right?
Yeah.
The cost of childcare is just. I know when I had my kids.
Yeah, mine too.
Just a crazy, stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
And I had to be in the office. There was no.
Yeah.
Remote work really didn't exist at that time, just because.
I did remote work. I did at that
I'm just
point.
saying, for me, it didn't exist because I needed high speed. There was no high speed.
Yeah.
It just didn't exist.
I did. I was fortunate.
I had no choice, and there I was in my Firebird running back and forth, for 28 miles or whatever it was in the snow and everything else, and I still made it to work every day. I think I missed 2 days of work, in my entire career because of weather. Which is insane. But I risked my life.
Yes, yeah. And then if you did get hurt or killed, what would that do to the production of the company?
Well,
could you be replaced?
It would have killed it.
Yeah,
and blah blah blah. But so without beating that topic to death, it is in 2025. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it should be embraced. It shouldn't be shunned.
No.
So. So where does that come in now that we've kind of disseminated and picked out the points of, this is a real thing. What are we dealing with, right? So you have internet connectivity. Let's kind of carve that up first. So
we've discussed it in the past. There are real options. Most everybody in America, has, if they don't have access to reliable internet, via cable or something, they could get something like satellite.
Yeah, your SpaceX stuff, your Starlink.
So it would work. In that situation.
Yeah, and I don't care if you're in the middle of Timbuktu. We're in the middle of the woods. We use Starlink as our backup, as I've mentioned on many, or not many, but other videos in the past that we've done. But the cable connections are probably the most common.
Yeah. And most everybody's already going to have. If you're working with someone who is hybrid or fully remote, they likely already have it. Like, most people don't live in a situation where they don't have. They want those other functions, those feature sets that allow them that they're on social media, they're watching Netflix, they're shopping online, they're video chatting. They're already doing a lot of tech. Has invaded our home life. So it's like your electricity or plumbing at home. It's there already.
Do you know, I just saw that there's dishwashers out now? Dishwashers that you literally can look at and say, well, I want to spray this heavier than this.
Yes.
I'm thinking to myself, this is the whole IoT thing. But I just saw that today, and I lost it. I literally lost it. I was like, a freaking dishwasher?
Yeah.
But the point being is, everything is being internet connected.
Yeah.
And everybody has at least an option for a reliable technology to be able to do have a work from home environment
if the job,
and be productive.
If the job allows it, right? I don't mean it allows it in the sense the office embraces it. I mean, if, God forbid, there is a bad storm, like a hurricane, a tornado. We had one a couple of years ago, it blew through the area. A fire. There was one not that long ago either. if that happens and you have to leave the office, does that mean business is down? I mean, snow days, we live in the Northeast. And, talking to a customer, just, someone else on the telephone the other day, and he said, I kind of miss, he's like, I work from home, you work from home. And he said, I kind of miss what a snow day meant. He goes, I didn't have to do anything that day. And he goes, now I'm expected to be just as productive.
Now you do.
And that's the other part of it, is you could still be productive.
Productivity, if you have a good employee.
Yes.
And the employee is doing their job as they should be doing, whether they're working from home or in the office, they're still productive. And again, that measure is, what are you doing? What's your end?
What's the output?
Do you have goals? Did you meet your goals?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your output? Right. Exactly.
Did you do your calls? Did you fix your tickets? Did you whatever it is that you have to do? Your spreadsheets, whatever it needs to be. That's the main thing. It's not going away. So
it's never going to go away, and
it's just going to change.
I think it's going to be more prolific as time goes on. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to think about it. But so with that, we talked about, you got to have a reliable internet connection. But now, security kind of comes into that whole thing, and we've talked about this in some previous videos, but I feel it's paramount that we mention it now. Mm-hmm. If you're working from home, all right, so you're probably going to have a laptop, because company's probably going to give you a laptop. They better not be asking you to work on your own home machine, because that's unacceptable for a ridiculous amount of reasons. Yep. So you have this laptop, you take it home, you set it up in your home network. I mean, again, we have products now, and I'm saying again just because if you've watched any of our previous videos, we have products now that will literally, put the wall around your machine and protect your machine, from your kid's PC or tablet or whatever gaming system that they happen to have.
Meaning that there'd be like a firewall in addition to like
a firewall.
Yeah, and one that might already be in your building or might not be in your building. One that's specifically for your computer, so that your computer is separate,
totally isolated
from your home network. That often even CEOs in companies don't have robust security and infrastructure in their house. They'll have an internet connection. They might have a firewall. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just a plain old modem.
But it's for the whole thing,
Correct.
But kids and all. And I keep saying kids. It could be kids. It could be your wife. It could be your nanny if you have a nanny or au pair or whatever. I know I never had any of them, but you know what I'm trying to get at. There's other Internet of Things devices, and other computers that are on the network that may or may not be intrusive to the work environment. So if you're concerned with that, which you should be, then you probably want to look into that kind of a tech where this machine is isolated.
Yep.
I'm doing my work. I'm purely isolated. The only thing I can talk to, is the corporate network and the internet. What I need for the internet, and be able to do the job as efficiently as possible to make the best of my time. I mean, that is the whole deal.
And let's just remove the person who's working from home if that's like to be apolitical, so it's not like, oh, mine are only ever going to work from home. The reality is you're going to send a sales guy, you're going to send a service person. They're going to go on the road. They're going to have to use the internet at the hotel or some of the customer's location. Well, you don't know what's in those locations. You want something that's going to protect that device.
The coffee shops and the hotels.
The coffee shops and the hotels.
The hotels are actually the worst.
Yeah.
Coffee shops are bad, but hotels are worse.
Because everybody, you don't know how many people are in that building, looking at like the internet connection that you're connected, that your device is connected to.
Look, folks, somebody who is very savvy in I'll call it the hacking world generically, trust me, they're looking, because there's money to be made for these people. I mean, they're black hatters. Look, if you're doing it for fun as a white hatter, the criminals are going to be criminals. A law keeps an honest people honest, right? You could still smash the window or knock the wall down and get in the door.
But they're looking for easy. Most of them are looking for easy.
Sure, and as untraceable as possible.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty doggone untraceable in the hacker world. Is just yeah, I see that dude's on there, and they're seeing passwords and all kinds of stuff fly by when they're logging into this system, that system. I'm not talking about the VPN connection because that's encrypted, but they're watching all the other traffic. So
yeah.
The whole thing can turn into a real mess if you're not protecting the device that you're on. Because, again, we talked about work at home. Now we're talking about work at home, but it's work on the road, right?
Yeah, work outside of the office.
Yeah.
It's still work. It's still work. It's just you can't control it.
And now
you need to.
Yeah, you have less control now than even at home. I'd be less worried about my kid's machine, or my spouse's machine, my wife's machine, than I would be, it's sitting in a Starbucks or in a Hilton or whatever hotel I happen to be in at the time. I mean, my goodness, there's so many bad actors out there that are just looking to make a dollar on your productivity.
We started out with talking about remote work, and remote work is kind of here to stay. We all really, like real people, realize that that's the reality of it.
Absolutely.
But I think if we just rewind 10, 15 years, 20 years ago, like before it ever really became a thing in most people's working life where they had the ability to work from home or something like that.
Right.
The computers became the center place of making you more productive. This is just the next step in that level of productivity. Because if you have a staff, we mentioned technical people that go out on the road, they have the need to go online or use a device, a tablet or something. So that functions. That technology is here to stay. Could you even nobody can imagine sending out a tech or a salesperson without an iPad or some other device where they can immediately put that information into the system to order a part or update a ticket or open, there's a problem.
How about for invoicing?
Invoicing, yeah. I mean, you're not going to wait till that person's back on the. You want it today in that system.
Right meow.
So it exists.
The cats would say.
Yeah. So it exists. It's here to stay. It's what it is. This is the next level of. You just need to understand it, embrace it, and use the right tech.
And that's all good. There's nothing wrong with it. If you embrace it, use the right tech, you're going to be absolutely fine. And quite honestly, if you have a good employee, which you ought to know by the numbers they're pushing out, if they want to let them work from home. It is what it is. I mean, it's productivity. Your business matters. Where they're working from is absolutely irrelevant. Get the job done. That's what matters.
If you don't, your competition they're already doing it.
They're doing it.
They're just going to take your business.
Yep. Pretty much.
And your best employees.
Well, that's pretty much your business, right?
Yeah, your best employees.
The data is the business, and your best employees are.
And then you'll say, oh, I used to have a company back in the grand old 4 years ago.
All good.
Yep, all good.
I think we beat it to death.
We did.
Any questions about that, or how to set somebody up for work from home? What security measures should they?
There's real questions.
There are.
Yeah. So. Stop, ask the questions. Call.
Yeah, whether you email, call, or chat, however you want to do it. We're available. 570-215-8888 is our phone number. You can call and talk to any one of us. You can visit us on the web, slickcybersystems.com. And we have, a chat there,
or chat.
Our phone number's there. We are available. We can speak to you. We can tell you how to do this safely, securely, and have a productive remote employee that is secure.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you in the next video. Be good. If you find this content helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and share with your friends and your colleagues. Thank you.